Hey YouTubers, it's Nightwing19 here with my review for episode 13 of Arrow Season 3, Canaries. Now, I'm going to give you a recap of the episode, give you my overall rating, and right into my top 5 moments. So, starting with the recap, while being transported from prison, Werner Zytel orchestrates an escape by poisoning a guard with vertigo. As Oliver tries to keep Laurel off the streets as a vigilante, Merlin arrives at the hideout to inform Oliver that to beat Ra's al Ghul, he will need to bring Thea into the team. Oliver decides to reveal the truth to Thea, who accepts and praises him for the work he has been doing as the Arrow. Laurel tracks down Zytel and takes him on herself, only to be poisoned with vertigo. Laurel begins to hallucinate images of Sarah, who confirms all of Laurel's self-doubts. Oliver and Roy arrive in time to save her and get her back to the base for treatment. Later, Oliver brings Laurel along to take down Zytel. Laurel is dosed with vertigo again, but overcomes her fears to stop Zytel. Meanwhile, Chase attempts to kill Thea, but Roy and Merlin show up. Chase commits suicide when it is clear that he is lost. Based on Merlin's advice, Oliver takes Thea to Lian for training. Laurel meets with her father and finally tells him the truth about Sarah. In the flashbacks, Oliver attempts to contact his family, but is captured by Argus agents and interrogated for the location of Masao and the Yamashiro family. Amanda Waller brings Oliver and Masao to Starling City to find China White. Overall, I'm giving this episode a 9.5. I saw it as a really great episode that kind of finalizes the Sarah plot of this season. Laurel had overcome her fears of trying to be like Sarah in this episode. Felicity had a great scene with Laurel where she tells her that Sarah wore her mask to hide her internal conflicts. She also stated that Laurel wears her mask to project her light, so I totally agree with this statement. Sarah trained with the League of Assassins, and so she has a lot of darkness within her. She even discussed some of the things that she had done, like cutting a man's throat in his sleep. Laurel, on the other hand, is a separate character. She has had darkness in her life, being an alcoholic, but she has overcome her situations, and now she's starting to be more positive about life. So I'm glad that this episode gave Laurel the sense she needed to further her journey as the Black Canary. She's not 100% there to becoming the Black Canary yet, but this episode allowed her to overcome this massive block in her journey. All she needs now is more training, and after accepting Laurel's role as the Black Canary, I think Oliver will train her. Team Arrow has changed for the better. I stated this in either my episode 10 or episode 11 review, but probably my episode 11 review, that Team Arrow, when Oliver returns, will function differently. We didn't see them function differently on screen, but when you look at them, like right down in their hearts, you can realize that they're not really fighting for Oliver anymore, they're fighting for themselves and for their city. Diggle did an excellent job describing how everyone felt when Oliver was dead, so now Oliver has to live with the fact that everyone on his team can make their own decisions. Sure, he is the leader of the team, but that doesn't make him the dictator of everyone's emotions. By the end of the episode, Oliver and Thea, who now knows Oliver as the Arrow, went to Lian to train and overcome their fears. Episode 14 is titled The Return, so that refers to two things: Oliver returning to Lian and Oliver returning to Starling City in the flashbacks. I had predicted that Oliver would head back to Starling City in the flashbacks. There were a bunch of set photos released showing Stephen Amell in his flashbacks wig with a hat on, so I assumed that the flashbacks were going to head to Starling City. The set photos of Emil with long hair and a hat kind of remind me of Roy Harper in the New 52 comics. So now we have an idea of how Slade will be featured in this episode. We could even see Captain Boomerang show up too, because remember, Oliver and Barry dumped him on the island in the Arrow Flash crossover. So because Oliver is heading back to Starling in next week's episode, in the flashbacks, episode 14 will be like the traditional episode that we get in every season where the flashbacks are featured heavily. Think back to episode 14 of season 1, The Odyssey, and episode 15 of last year, The Promise. So overall, this was a fantastic episode, and I'm really excited for the next week's episode as well. So, now it's the top 5 moments, starting with number 5, Laurel versus Sarah.
Selfish bitch. You're not a hero. You're a liar. A fraud. And an addict.
Laurel tells Captain Lance that Sarah is dead.
What I was going to tell you is about Sarah.
No.
Dad.
No.
Dad.
Not again.
Daddy.
Not my baby, not again. Sweetheart.
Number 3, Laurel overcomes her fears.
You lied to me, Laurel! Straight to my face, my own daughter! Sarah was my daughter. I deserve to know how to right, to grieve, to mourn! And who do you think you are to take that away from me, huh? Who do you think you are?
I'm sorry.
I know you are.
She says she's sorry, but she would do it again.
You keep my own daughter to see. You think I'm too weak for the truth?
You think you can wear my mask? You think you can be me?
No. And I'm done trying.
Number 2, Oliver returns to Starling City.
Canary has left Hong Kong. We've tracked her here.
Here? Where are we?
Welcome home, Mr. Queen.
And my number 1 moment, Oliver tells Thea that he's the Arrow. Thea is like the last person on the main cast to find out Oliver is the Arrow, all except for Captain Lance. I think that Lance not knowing who Oliver is going to play out for the rest of the series, just because they have like a Batman Commissioner Gordon type relationship. I've said this before in many of my reviews. If Lance were to find out Oliver's the Arrow, it would be in the series finale when Oliver's trying to save the city one last time, just like how Gordon found out that Bruce Wayne was Batman in The Dark Knight Rises. The way Thea reacted was genuine. You expect her to be pissed, like Diggle was always saying, like if you tell Thea that you've been lying to her all this time, you will lose her forever. But since Oliver is her big brother, and seeing her big brother doing something so courageous and heroic, it makes her love him even more. So that's what I really love about this scene.
You're him.
Yeah.
That night with the hoods and the woman in black,
It's Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
that was you. All those times I got so mad at you for being a flake or telling me something I knew that had to be a lie. You were saving someone's life. Thank you. Thank you.
So that's it for my episode 13 review of Arrow Season 3. Tell me what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Subscribe for more reviews on Arrow Season 3. Subscribe to my other channel, Jedi450, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr for updates on Arrow, The Flash, and more. Thanks for watching. Bye.